everyone. My name is Terica, and welcome to my channel. I'm a nurse practitioner with over 12 years of experience, and I've had the opportunity to work in several areas of healthcare, including caring for patients living with chronic kidney disease, also known as CKD, in both hospital and clinical settings. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever been told you have kidney issues or chronic kidney disease, and then you leave that appointment feeling like, okay, so what does that actually mean for me? And then someone else says, watch what you eat. But nobody really explains what does that actually mean. So today, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Because before we can get into the food aspect of it, you have to understand what your kidneys actually do. Your kidneys act like filters. They clean your blood, they remove waste, and help balance the fluids that are in your body. So when your kidneys aren't working the way that they should, those waste and extra fluids can start to build up. And that's why you have to watch what you eat. It matters. So instead of thinking, I can't eat anything, I want you to think of it like this. You're learning how to support your kidneys, not punish yourself. But I also want you to understand something. Chronic kidney disease doesn't happen all at once. It's actually broken down into stages from early to more advanced. In the earlier stages, usually stages 1 and 2, your kidneys are still working, just not with full strength. But as it moves into the later stages, your kidneys have to work harder and they're not able to filter as effectively. And just so you understand the full picture, there are 5 stages of chronic kidney disease. Dialysis is typically not considered until the very last stage when the kidneys are no longer able to function well enough on their own. And the reason this matter is what you eat and how strict you need to be can actually depend on your stage. For example, in the earlier stages, you may not have a lot of fluid restrictions, but as kidney functions decline, your body may not be able to get rid of extra fluid the way that it should. And that's when you might hear your provider say things like, watch how much you're drinking, pay attention to swelling, monitor your weight, because fluid can start to build up in the body. So it's not a one size fits all. That's why it's important to know your stage and follow the guidance that's specific to you as an individual. So now that we understand that, let's talk about what you're eating. First, salt. Yes, let's talk about sodium because too much sodium can cause your body to hold on to extra fluid and puts extra pressure on your kidneys. So this just isn't about what you add to your food. It's also in processed foods, canned foods, fast foods. That's where a lot of hidden sodium is. Now, another thing to pay attention to is protein. And this one surprises people because protein is important. But when you have kidney disease, too much protein can actually create more waste for your kidneys to filter. So it's about balance and not overload. And then there are certain minerals your body has to manage, things like potassium and phosphorus. When your kidneys are healthy, they balance those easily. But when they're not working as well, these levels build up. So, depending on your stage, you may need to be mindful of foods like bananas, oranges, potatoes, dairy products, processed snacks. Not always eliminate them, but be aware. Now, let's talk about what you can eat because this is also important. You're not restricted from everything. You are not. Foods that are generally supportive include fresh fruits like apples, berries, and grapes, vegetables like green beans, cabbage, and cucumbers, lean portions of protein. So things like chicken, fish, or eggs. Just keeping it balanced is key. And then you have whole foods such as rice, oats, or whole grains in controlled portions. The more natural and less processed your food is, the easier it is on your kidneys. Depending on your condition, you may also need to watch how much fluid you're taking in because if your kidneys can't remove excess fluid, it can build up in your body. So when you look at this all together, it's not about being perfect, it's about being aware. And I know this can feel like a lot, but small changes over a period of time, they make a big difference. Your body responds to consistency. And also, I want to touch on this because this is something that comes up a lot. When it comes to managing chronic kidney disease, it's not about what you eat. There's also medications that help protect your kidneys. These medications actually work in specific ways to slow down kidney damage. For example, you may hear about a medication called Forxiga. That's a medication that helps your body remove excess sugar and fluid through your urine. And what we've learned is this: it also protects the kidneys over a period of time. And then there are other medications that help control your blood pressure because high blood pressure is one of the biggest things that can damage your kidneys. You might hear about medications such as lisinopril, which is also called an ACE inhibitor, and others in that pril family, or ARBs, things like losartan or the sartan family. And what these medications do is help relax your blood vessels. So instead of that pressure being high, it comes down. And that takes the stress off of your kidneys. And if someone has diabetes, managing blood sugar is just as important because high blood sugar over a period of time can also damage those kidney filters. So when you look at it all together, your treatment plan may include what you eat, how much fluid you take in, and medications that help protect your kidneys from further damage. And the goal is not just to treat you where you are, but to slow things down and preserve your kidney function as long as possible. And that's why consistency matters. Small changes, staying on your medications, following your plan, it all works together. And I always like to bring it back to this: taking care of your body matters. The word says in the book of 3 John 1 and 2, Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in good health. That includes how you nourish your body, how you care for yourself, and how you respond to what your body is telling you. So if this video has helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe until our next health video.